Yo, what up, though? This your boy, Tay Biz TV, man. We are here with a live, man. We about to go live today. Excuse me, not tonight, but today. I'm normally live in the evenings, but we are live, man. We are about to go ahead and get into the situation at hand. Hopefully, you all saw the thumbnail, so you will be able to see what we have going on. And so we're going to definitely get into some stuff today. I want to shout out Cat Not Williams saying, "Hey everyone, hit the like button on your way in. See you soon." That's what's up. We got Brandy Davis in the building saying hello to everyone. That's what's up. We're gonna give people some time to come on in. We also live on X today as well. But I had to do a live coming from vacation. I did a video recently with Trisha Carter, and we actually recorded the video before I went on vacation, and I uploaded the video. And then it was taken down, and then I had to try to get an appeal, and the appeal got rejected. Now I had edited the video, and I gave it back to YouTube so they can go ahead and review it again. And I'm doing the best I can to make sure that we have that interview up on the channel. It was up. It had a lot of views, but then they decided to take it down due to some particular guidelines that were not, in my mind, I don't know what they were referring to, but they mentioned some things. So I wanted to oblige YouTube and see what was up. And so, yeah, we're going to see what happens. We're going to definitely see what happens. All right. But in the meantime, in between time, I have posted it on my X account. I want to go ahead and try to share it real quick on X. I'm gonna get the link real quick and copy the link. And you can look at it on my X account. If you don't have me on X, you can follow me on X. And you will see the video, the actual interview of myself and me interviewing Trisha Carter, who is giving her story on behalf of her husband concerning the Letcher County corruption and the things of that nature that's going on in Letcher County. We all know what's been popping there. And so we're going to do a little bit of a brief review and then go into the deep dive into Jennifer Hill, which is what I really want to get into today. There go Kat again saying, "Hey to everyone." Shout out to Kat. Appreciate you. We got some people on X who is watching us on X. So we got some views there. And you also have some people here on Tabiz TV on YouTube. Those of you that are on X, come on over to Tabiz TV on YouTube and rock with us in the chat. Again, the link is in the chat if you want to look at the interview of myself and Trisha Carter, who again is on behalf of her husband, Tory Carter, who is currently on the hideout lookout, according to his wife. And so we wanted to highlight some of the things and some of the processes that have been taking place where Mr. Carter has not been given a fair shake. He was actually drug tested during a child support probation. Okay. He was drug tested during that time for whatever reason. The children are actually grown now. Okay. They're actually adults. All right. They're actually adults. And Letcher County just won't let up. They just won't let up. Felicia Fee is in the building saying afternoon to everyone. Appreciate Alicia Fee's in the building. Terkeisha's in the building. Happy Saturday, fam. That's what's up. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though, business? The mod of all mods, chill in the building saying, what up, though, Biz Nation? Brandy Davis saying he shouldn't have to go through this. It's really sad. Absolutely. And I was Trisha Carter reached out to me. I believe her and Taya are fairly close. And so Taya was giving me some information, but I was able to talk to Trisha. And we have been trying to do this interview literally for like the last couple of months. Okay. And partially my fault because I kind of double booked myself a couple of times. And Also, it was one week I was very sick and I couldn't really get into my creative space at all. And I was feeling better. And I told her, I said, look, now that I feel better, and it's time for us to go on ahead and do this interview. Okay. So I wanted to strike while the iron's hot. I want to do this before I go on vacation, because while I'm on vacation, I want to go ahead and drop the video on a Wednesday. And that's what I did. And then that's where when YouTube emailed me and said, hey, there's some things that you need to do, and we're gonna have to remove the video off of YouTube. I said, okay, it is what it is. I appealed, and the appeal got rejected. So now I did the edit on the video at the time step in which they said was the issue. I have edited the video. I did it today. I uploaded. I gave it to them. Hey, it's in God's hands. All right, that's how we're gonna look at that. All right. Thank you, Trakisha. Trakisha said that was a great interview, yet sad situation. Thank you so much. Yes, it is a very sad situation. There was some information that Trisha was able to give us. There was some, I mean, she even filed a complaint with the NAACP concerning this particular treatment that Mr. Carter was getting, receiving. Kevin Mullins at the time when he was the judge. Kevin Mullins put him in jail, and the bond was higher than the arrearage of the child support. It was about $35,000. Then he upped the ante on that a little bit too. And so it was a lot going on when it comes to that situation. And so it was child support. Basically, that's what it was. And so it's not like he was not paying his child support. He was. He stopped at a certain period because of the certain treatment he was receiving. And also his ex Lucy, allegedly, we found out, had somewhat of an affair or some type of encounter with Kevin Mullins, allegedly. All right. We don't have any details. However, allegedly, that's what occurred as well. So it seemed like some favors was going on behind the closed door. Some pillow talking was going on, and some execution was being made. And so we talked about that. And we also talked about the fact that the conditions of the jail synonymous with the fact that Mr. Carter has a lot of different issues with his pulmonary disease, chronic pulmonary disease that he has. He also has issues with his spine, and he has other issues with his lung. Only one lung works completely well, the other ones don't. He has like swelling in the air holes, so he needs a breathing treatment constantly and things of that nature. And in the interview, she talks about how they treated him during the time where he needed his breathing treatment. They dragged the hose on the floor of the jail and tried to make him and force him to utilize the breathalyzer, the breathing treatment and the hose, even though it was not clean. It was coming from the floor. The moisture in the jail, the jail is not well kept up, according to Mrs. Carter. And so the issue is the fact that he's going to be treated worse in jail. And so there was no like home incarceration. It wasn't anything of that. It was just probation, and he had to come on in and report to probation officer. And then after that, they randomly like told him to drop. So he had to take a urine test while he was on probation for non-support or flagrant non-support of the child support. Which I've never heard of before in my entire life. And listen, if you're a lawyer out there and you want to, and you have some information to help us to make sense of this, please let me know. Come on into the chat, tell us something, because I've never heard of a urine test being needed during probation of something that has nothing to do with a crime. Okay, it's not a crime here. All right, so very, very interesting stuff. And so he admitted that he had smoked some type of marijuana at the time, and I believe it was medicinal marijuana, I believe. I think there was a card, and this is off record. This is something that Trisha and I talked about. I believe maybe in the interview, but I know we talked about it, where he had a card or he had some type of card, and maybe I don't know if he lost it or whatever the case may be, but he had it. He was able to do this. It was not like it was helping him, of course, like it was doing something for him that was some good for him for what he has going on, at least with his pains in his back and things of that nature. So I'm not sure how that being positive for marijuana, how that is even related to child support for children that are adults. Okay, there's only one daughter that he has that is 17 years old, and she's about to not be eligible for child support either. He has a son. Trisha and Tori has a son together. Good young man, very, very respectable young man. I was able to meet him a couple of times during our off camera, off record conversations. And good young man, that has a good head on his shoulders, trying to focus and be what he's supposed to be. And he misses his dad, of course, and she misses her husband. So it's a very unfortunate situation. However, the interview is on X. I have the link in the chat here in the YouTube chat. So if you are on YouTube here on Tabias TV, go ahead and click the link. Follow me on X, and you will be able to see that interview. I have it pinned to my profile. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm super excited. I'm back from vacation. I had a week of relaxation. I had a week where didn't have to do anything. My wife and I went out of town. We were chilling. We was handling some business. You know what I'm saying? Going to the Cincinnati Zoo and getting all this, like spending time together, and also just having time for ourselves and just being able to talk and open up and things like that about where we are in our lives and stuff like that. So it was a very, very good time, very, very good, relaxing time. And I was able to recollect and regroup and recharge, and now I'm feeling back. I'm good. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to rock and roll. All right. Let's see what's going on here in the chat here. Trakisha said YouTube police for show. It's not Brandy Davis said it's not legal. Most things they do. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm gathering. I don't think it's legal. I don't think a urine test or random urine tests are for non child support issues. Like, no, I don't see how that even goes together. Trakisha said, I'm convinced that there's not one single legitimate legal system worldwide. Listen, you all know, for those of you that follow this channel, who have been following this channel, y'all know where I stand when it comes to court and when it comes to the police. Court is a debt collection agency. That's what I call it. It's more about money than justice to me. And this is just in my from my own experience, and also from just experience in life, and other people who I know that have been through things. It's always about the bread. It's always about the money in some capacity, and that's the unfortunate part. And when it comes to, police and then all that kind of stuff, it's just a collection. I call it the collection of person services. All right. Collection of person services. That's what the police is. Cops. COPS. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Collect the people, put them in jail, get the money, get whatever it is. Even if it's not your fault, even if the state make the mistake, they still gonna make you pay a fee, a processing fee, an attorney fee, any type of fee. Even though you could be completely exonerated from everything that's going on, you still gonna have to pay something. It's unfortunate. Lexi, the law nerd, is in the building saying, hey, y'all, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. All right. And then also we have Chill again saying, please like, share, and subscribe to Tabias TV and become a member of Biz Nation. That's right. We are back being monetized. That's right. So you can become a member if you want to show some support of what it is that we do. A lot of times we are coming out. Hey, I'm coming out of my pockets with this, man. I don't have a production team. I don't have a working capital. I'm a regular guy, Joe Schmo, who go to work every day like everybody else and try to find the time that I can to make sure I drop videos and share the content that I want to share, and also address the issues that I would like to address on this channel. So Hey man, we doing it that way. That's the way it is. That's the way it's gonna be. Facts on facts by Keisha for sure. Look, let's go ahead and get into this, man. We are going to talk about how this all started, where this all this began. We have been covering the Shawn Mickey Stines shooting of Judge Kevin Mullins that was in his chambers. Everybody pretty much knows about this particular case by now. We have been talking about it since last year when the channel was a little bit smaller. I'm talking about maybe 100, 200 subs at the time. We were still talking about it. And the channel has grown. And so, and it's still growing. And I appreciate the love and support. And I want to make sure that we go ahead and cover how this all started for those who are just tuning in to the channel. There old Cat Now Williams in the building showing love, saying gifted 5 Tay-Biz TV memberships. I definitely appreciate it, Cat. Thank you so much. Shout out to Cat. Thank you, Cat. Cat said, I didn't see you got your gifts. I didn't see that you got your gifts back. Yeah, I got everything back. You know, Brandy has become a member now. Look at that green gang is in the building. That green gang is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Cat Now Williams in the building, showing the love. Look at this. I appreciate it so much, Cat. Thank you so much. Yes, I got the gifts back. I got everything back. Look, we monetizing. I'm listen. Your boy is trying to get to this for real, because I'm going to try to create a store. I got some merch I've been working on with for a minute now, and so some shirts and some things I want to do, and some hoodies and stuff like that. I want to get into it, man. I want to get into it. So again, like I said, I'm refreshed. I'm recharged. I'm ready to rock and roll. Okay. Starfish and Coffee's in the building, saying thanks for the membership. If you got a membership from Cat Not Williams, go ahead and put Cat in the chat. Make sure you thank her. Make sure you say thank you to Cat for the gifted memberships. All right, let's go ahead and get started, man. Before we do, let's go ahead and do our normal small introduction. Here we go. Let's go. All right. So we are going to be talking about how this all started. All right. Judge Kevin Mullins, who at the time was the district court judge of Letcher County, was last year, September the 19th, last year, he was shot 8 times by his own sheriff in his own chambers. Okay. Now, this is very interesting story here. Please hit the like button when you come on in as well. I see Jenny in the building saying, what up, though? Appreciate you, Jenny. And appreciate you, Donna. Thank you so much for coming on in. C. Hatfield's in the building. Okay. Thank you so much, C. Hatfield. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on in. If you got a membership from Cat, please go ahead and say thank you to Cat Not Williams. The more and more you participate in the chat, I believe you will get a green membership as well. You will be part of that membership. And then because there will be times where I might drop some videos and things of that nature just for members only. All right. So I'm going to be doing some content like that as well in the very near future. All right. So it'll behoove you to become a member of the squad. Right. You got Tammy in the building. Thank you so much, Tammy, for coming on in. So last year, again, Kevin Mullins was shot 8 times by his own sheriff, Shawn Mickey Stines. Okay. And so there was a deposition 3 days before. 3 days before Shawn Mickey Stines shot Kevin Mullins. This deposition was regarding the misconduct, the crime that was being committed by his deputy corrections officer or deputy that worked in the court, Ben Fields. Not only was Ben Fields a part of the court, he was also one of those well, he was also a head of um the ankle monitoring system. Okay. And he was over all of the people who was they were incarcerated, home incarceration. He was over the ankle monitors. I'm going to pull up his plea real quick. I want us to go over his plea, all right, that he took. Now, this plea was filed. Now, this plea took place back in 2023, all right? But it was filed recently this year, though, because, again, this is going to be part of the case, the trials for the civil lawsuit of Sabrina Adkins, okay? All right, so we're going to zoom in real quick here. We're going to get this popping. Boom. Let me know if you all can see this real good. Let me know if you all can see this real good. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see this real good. All right. Let me go ahead and support here. Hold on, give me 1 second. I want to say thank you to Cat Not Win. She is a sponsor of the channel. She is sponsor of the channel of the show for sponsoring show. Cat Not Williams. This is my homegirl, man. She is cool as a cucumber. You hear me? And I enjoy her content. She has fantastic content. Anybody who wants to know about anything crime related, I'm telling you, the way she go over documents, the way she go over like indictments and motions and filings, I'm telling you, it is a breath of fresh air to have her a part of the YouTube community, if you will. I call her the queen of the community. All right. Go ahead, one of the mods, if you can, please, or if someone can, go ahead and put Ketna Williams' link in the chat of her channel so we can go ahead and support her channels where her channel is so dope. I love Ketna Williams. Oh, Trakisha said, hopefully you're going to read it because my eyes. I get you. I got you. Trust me, I'm about to zoom on in on this thing, okay? All right, so this is, let me go ahead and drop the comments for 1 quick second. All right. This is the plea agreement between the Commonwealth of Kentucky and Ben Fields. Okay. Now, these are the charges. Count 1, third degree R word, right? Count 3 was sodomy, third degree. Count 5 and 7, felony here, class D felony, perjury, tampering. This is tampering with a prisoner's monitoring device. Okay. And so factual lies in the building, and also as a member, because he got a membership right on, coming right on in with a membership. That's what's up, man. Shout out to factual lie in the building. Okay. Now I want to go ahead and read the details of facts of the case. All right. The facts of the case here. So it says here, Ben Fields was employed as a deputy for the Letcher County Sheriff Bailiff and also worked for East Kentucky Corrections Services, monitoring inmates placed on home incarceration with ankle bracelets. Remember, this all started with a lawsuit. The lawsuit is Sabrina Adkins' lawsuit. She filed a lawsuit against Ben Fields for coercing her to provide sexual exchanges for the fact that she could not afford to pay her ankle monitor fees on a weekly basis. You have to pay for them every week. Okay. He decided that he would use his power, because I'm going to call it just like it is. He decided to use his power to coerce her to have relations with him. The places that they would have these exchanges were in the judge's chambers. This is the reason why the judge had a video camera in chambers, because of this particular lawsuit that was filed January the 31st, 2022. Okay. Sabrina Adkins versus Deputy Ben Fields in personal capacity, and also Shawn Mickey Stines in his official capacity as sheriff. Okay. Shawn Mickey Stines was in the lawsuit because he was negligent in training Ben Fields properly. All right. Now, we do have the documentation of all these things in our Shawn Mickey Stines folder, and I will share this later on in this live, but I'm just going to give you a synopsis for now. So this is how it all started. I'm talking about from this point. I know the corruption has been going on in Letcher County way before this. That's not what I'm talking about today. I'm referring to the fact that this lawsuit and all of the intricate details in this lawsuit, how it led up to the fact that Shawn Mickey Stines ended up shooting Judge Mullins 3 days after being deposed because of this particular lawsuit. Okay. Ben Fields was employed as a deputy. He was a bailiff, and he was also head of the East Kentucky Correction Services, where he was monitoring inmates placed on home incarceration with ankle bracelets. One of those women was Sabrina Adkins. The other woman was Jennifer Hill, rest in peace. Now, we're going to talk about Jennifer Hill today, but she was a part of that lawsuit later on after Sabrina filed the lawsuit January the 31st of 2022. Jennifer Hill also amended some things in that lawsuit that Ben Fields, he was also trying to coerce her as well. Okay. And he did the same thing to both of these young ladies. And also there's another young lady in this plea agreement that's going to be mentioned as well. Okay. It says here, those on home incarceration are required to pay a weekly fee while assigned to monitor Sabrina Adkins after she was released from Letcher County Jail and placed on home incarceration. Fields advised her he would not require her to pay the fee and would allow her to go without the ankle monitor in exchange for sexual favors. Adkins would meet Fields the night before a court appearance to put the ankle monitor on, then Fields would remove it after court. Now, we talked about this a long time ago. Like this, we know this is what this joker doing. Okay. We know this is what he's doing. On one occasion, circuit judge learned that Adkins was involved in a domestic violence case and asked Fields for her coordinates, which Fields could not provide. Fields then obtained a sworn false criminal complaint against Adkins for escape. Fields used a similar approach with inmate Brianna Cornett. When she was released from the Letcher County Jail on home incarceration, he gave her a dummy monitor to wear. Fields admitted that he deactivated the ankle monitor and had sexual relations with Adkins and had inappropriate communications with Cornett. He also admitted he obtained the criminal complaint against Adkins for escape to cover up the fact that he allowed her to not wear the ankle monitor. Not only is he not allowing her to wear the ankle monitor, he's deactivating it and reactivating it the day before court and then day after court or after the appearance of court. He's also filed a complaint on her, falsified a document to arrest her for the simple fact that she could not do this no more. Okay. So at the end of the day, he also had inappropriate communication with Brianna Cornett, and also he was facing charges because of Jennifer Hill, who also said that he was coming to my house. The circuit judge is Kraft. His name is well, they call him Jimmy Kraft, but it's is Judge Kraft. He's the circuit judge. District judge was Mullins at the time. Okay. I thought I saw his name up there. No, I didn't see it. But his name is in other documents. Jimmy Kraft. Yep, that's him. Yep. Now look at this. When you look at this document here, it says dismiss count 2, 4, and 6. 2, 4, and 6, the charges was gone. Count 1, third degree R, 5 years. Third degree sodomy, 2 years consecutive to the R3, count 3. Tampering with monitoring device, 2 counts, 5 years, each concurrent with others, count 5 and 7. Perjury, second degree, 12 months, conditional discharge, count 8, for a total of 7 years. It says here, the Commonwealth recommends supervised probation on conditions. Listen, look at this. He did. Let me ask you a question. If you did, any man that's watching this show right now, if you did one of these, where you think you're going? Where you think you're going? You're not a deputy. You're none of that. You're just a regular Joe Schmo. Where you think you're going off the first count? You already know what it is. This guy gets the Commonwealth recommends supervised probation on conditions. Serve 6 months in jail. Complete outpatient sex offender treatment. Interpersonal protective orders for both victims for 10 years. Sex offender registration. The man do 6 months. Then counts 2, 4, and 6 are gone. This is what he was offered on the 28th of September of 2023. And he signed it right there. Sabrina Adkins, prosecuting witness. And of course, prosecuting witness was also Brianna Cornett. It just said B and C, took off the rest of it. Matt Easter is the police officer. Now, this is the one thing about Easter. He is also the man who interviewed Jennifer Hill. Okay. And we're gonna listen to this interview today. I got the interview. Shout out to Hillbilly Crime. Shout out to my girl Elizabeth Jones. Hillbilly Crime came through for your boy. Sent me the interviews of not only Jennifer Hill, but also Sabrina Adkins as well. But today we're going to focus on Jennifer Hill today. All right. I'm telling you, I'm going to give you my opinion. Okay. In a minute, I'm going to read you an article. Again, I just want to get us abreast to what's going on here. All right. So says here, all right, this is from Yahoo News. I believe this was like maybe a couple years ago, 2022. Okay. It says Hill made claims. We're talking about Jennifer Hill now. Hill made claims in an amended complaint. We talked about that. Who also accused Fields of forcing her to have sex as a condition of home incarceration. She claimed he made her meet her in a district judge's office at night to provide the sexual favors. We're talking about Jennifer Hill now. Letcher County Sheriff Mickey Stines, who was named as a defendant in the suit for allegedly failing to properly train and supervise deputies, initially said in an interview that Fields was a veteran deputy and had not been the subject of any previous complaints. Now, right here it says that he got fired February the 2nd, which is a couple of days after the lawsuit for conduct unbecoming. Sure. Atkins said when she told Fields she couldn't afford home incarceration fees, he waived them in exchange for sex. Hill claimed Fields told her if she could not afford the fees, they could work something out. Okay? They could work something out. That's what he said to Miss Hill. All right. Now, I want to get into something that we have looked at before, but I want us to look at this one more again because we're going to get into the Jennifer Hill interview today. We got time today. It's only 2:37 Eastern time. We got some time today. Put a 1 in the chat if you're enjoying yourself so far. All right. Now here, this is from techdirt.com. We reviewed this before. Okay. Now this is where the waters get not only muddy, but damning. All right. Damning. All right. So I want to get into this real quick here. It says we're going to start right here. Earlier this week, Stines was deposed in an ongoing federal lawsuit involving a former deputy who coerced a woman to have sex with him in Mullins chambers in 2021. Look at this right here. Shout out to C. Hatfield becoming a member. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you becoming a YouTube member of the channel. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it so much. Earlier this week, meaning what? The week of okay, September the 19th, 2024 was a Thursday. The 16th was a Monday that week. Okay, so this article came during that week. He was deposed because of a situation with Ben Fields. Sabrina Adkins and Jennifer Hill filed the suit against Stines and Deputy Ben Fields in 2022, claiming that the deputy said he would keep Adkins out of jail and on home release while avoiding paying fees associated with the ankle monitor in exchange for sexual favors. Fields was charged with multiple felonies and a misdemeanor, including R-word and tampering with monitoring device, given a suspended jail sentence as part of the plea deal earlier this year. Hill has since died, and criminal charges against Fields related to her were dropped. Okay, the criminal charges were dropped. The criminal charges was dropped against this woman, against Ben Fields, against Ben Fields because she passed away. Her estate is pursuing or continue to pursue the lawsuit against Fields and Stines. Court records show, though they're talking about the civil lawsuit. And recently, Judge, I believe his name is Robert Weir, he granted that this civil lawsuit will continue and go to trial. So the estate of Jennifer Hill is continuing to pursue the civil lawsuit against Ben Fields and Shawn Mickey Stines, who is also going to be going to trial for pleading not guilty to first-degree murder of one Judge Kevin Mullins. Okay? While the reporting does use the term R, which it definitely was, it sells out the victims of Deputy Fields' criminal acts. There was a third degree. So using your power to manipulate someone, knowing that they're in a state of unfortunate circumstances and using that power against them to coerce them to do something that they would not normally do on their own volition is third degree R. If I coerce you using my power against you, knowing that you cannot defeat me, that is me having the upper hand over you. That is wrong. That is wrong. Okay? Jennifer Hill didn't simply die. She died of a drug overdose. Drug overdose. I can't even talk today. I'm so excited. Shortly after the civil lawsuit against Fields was filed, she died in 2023. Before he took the plea deal and signed, before he signed his plea deal, the plea deal was signed. We just saw the date, September 28th, 2023. She died before that same year. Those charges were dropped. She all of a sudden, we talking about a woman who completed her home incarceration in 2021 and also was able to get herself together. She had a fiance named Chris Triplett. We're going to get into his affidavit. All of a sudden, she dies of a drug overdose. After her death allowed Fields to walk away from roughly half of the criminal charges filed against him. The civil lawsuit, however, is being handled by his dead victim's family, the estate of Jennifer Hill. Okay. My opinion, I've said this before. I'm going to say it one more again. I do not believe that she died of an overdose on her own. I believe she was given something. I believe it is of my opinion, upon information and belief, that Miss Jennifer Hill was unalived. I believe that. I believe that. The circumstance is not making sense. She's already have a lawsuit against you. She's already been clean. I have in the Shawn Mickey Stines folder that I created, it shows you record of her being good. I was able to pull some information from courtlistener.com of all the documentation that shows Jennifer Hill was on point. Now all of a sudden she want to make a mistake and get into drugs again. So much so to the point that she overdosed knowing that she has a lawsuit against you. That doesn't make sense. I am bold enough to say that I do not believe that she voluntarily did drugs during that time. I believe she was unalived by someone. I believe they gave her a hot shot. I believe someone tampered with her. Now, almost half of the charges was dropped on Ben Fields. He gets a slap in the hand for 6 months. He does supervised probation along with it. He had to register as an SO. Hey, man. But he gets to walk around freely. He was going to Jennifer Hill's house almost on a daily basis. We're going to hear from Jennifer Hill herself, the interview that she did with Matt Easter. This show is dedicated to Jennifer Hill. I don't know if anybody recognizes this or not, but this is where it's going. Because something happened between September the 16th and September the 19th. Something happened. That's 3 full days of something happening. What was Shawn Mickey Stines looking into? I have had conversations with people who is telling me, who have said to me, I will leave them nameless, that Shawn Mickey Stines was investigating something, or something came across him that he had some investigating to do, and he came across some things, and they didn't want him to say anything. They did not want him to say anything. I believe this was a setup so that way Ben Fields, because he's a part of the good old boys, that way Ben Fields can walk away with a slap on the hand. Jimmy Kraft said, hey, man, you did 6 months in jail, supervised probation, the huge. We're talking about a community of people who will pardon the record of a drug trafficker and one Michael Clark, who was convicted of drug trafficking 7 to 8 times, I believe. And he was able to be pardoned, his record to be pardoned, wiped clean by the former governor, Matt Bevin, at the time, who was real cool with Tim Robinson and real cool with Russell Coleman. Tim Robinson is the CEO and founder of ARC, who is being investigated by the FBI for Medicaid fraud, who is real cool with Michael Clark, and then he become a liaison for the company. So every time Shawn Mickey Stines or anybody else arrests someone for drugs, they go straight to ARC, go straight to drug court, put them in ARC. ARC get all this money per person. They only report a certain amount of money per person. They are being investigated for upwards of $130+ million of monies that they fraudulently collected from Medicare. This is where we at with this. You mean to tell me I don't think they will unalive someone to keep charges off someone that's in the good old boys club? Yeah, I do believe they would. I believe they would. I believe they would. Oh, they're just a drug addict anyway. Who's going to miss them? I'm going to put all kind of stuff on them. I'll put all kind of charges on them. As a matter of fact, I will falsify a document. Stating that Atkins was trying to escape and she wasn't trying to escape. I will falsify all of this. Craziness. This is the craziness and the lengths that they will go to just to protect their dysfunctional, crazy solidarity. Unbelievable stuff here. Starfish Coffee says, did Clark visit Jennifer to give her spiritual guidance and a little something? Hey, Ben Fields was going there to get some stuff. Clark, I don't know what Clark was trying. It has already come to me from several sources that Michael Clark's hands are not clean. Now, my thing is this. I'm not the type of person to judge you. I don't think anyone is in a position to judge anyone in a sense, like in a negative sense. I do believe judgment, righteous judgment, as far as discernment judgment, like understanding what you're looking at, what you're into. Knowing that, okay, this person right here, they have a tendency to show a pattern of something, right? I'm discerning. That's me judging what I'm seeing. Okay? That's common sense. We can use that. It's a gift. Common sense. And Michael Clark, the first thing he does is he comes up with a video not too long after the shooting occurred, acting like these two guys were his best buddies and all this kind of stuff, knowing that he was with Shawn Mickey Stines all day that day before he shot Judge Kevin Mullins. We don't know what happened for 72 hours from September the 16th to the 19th. We don't know what happened. But we do know that Ben Fields was trying to get Jennifer Hill to and coerce her to have sexual relations with him. She was refusing. I think it was one particular time where she had gave in because of the pressure that was upon her, but she was mainly refusing, and he put some on her, put a document on her to make it seem like she was violating something, and she wasn't. Then all of a sudden, this lawsuit come out, everything is all crazy, and then months, maybe weeks, who knows? I don't know the actual date of her death, but I know it's before he signed that plea agreement. It's before September. because throughout the timeline of all these motions and filings, they had to file. When I say they, I'm referring to the attorneys at the time. I believe it was Ned Pillersdorf, had to file the fact that Jennifer Hill was no longer with us and that the estate of Jennifer Hill was taken over in the civil lawsuit, which is the reason why the charges were dropped. Counts 2 and all the other ones, count 8 and all of them, was dropped because of her death. That's why I entitled this show, or this particular episode, "What Happened to Jennifer Hill?" Inquiring minds would like to know what happened to Jennifer Hill. Why is it that we don't know anything? Oh, she just died of overdose. I don't think so. I already told y'all where I stand with that. I do not believe that, not one bit. Not just the way it's reported. Because if someone gave her something, call it a hot shot, and I also learned of hot shot from the recent documentary, The Alabama Solution, on HBO Max. If you, man, that is a documentary of, man, that's one documentary that just it hurt my heart, man. But it was necessary to watch because it shows you the corruption that goes on inside of the prisons. But that's another story. Here we have the affidavit, okay? The affidavit of Chris Triplett. And I want us to read this here because, again, we're setting this up for the interview of Jennifer Hill that we're going to play. All right? The affiant, Chris Triplett, under oath and for his affidavit, states as follows. The affiant states that he is 59 years old and resides at 490 Sergeant Road, Whitesburg, Kentucky, 41858. Now, again, this is March 14th, 2022 when this occurred. So, but it was filed here. Again, what's happening? They're building a case. They have to file these documents. They have to build a case for the civil lawsuit against Mickey Stines and against Ben Fields. Again, Mickey Stines is being charged with first-degree murder of Judge Kevin Mullins. It's not a whodunit. It's a why did he do it? He's on camera being seen shooting Judge Mullins 8 times. The affiant states that he is the fiance of Jennifer Hill, who resides with the affiant. The affiant states that in or around December 2019, he became aware that Ben Fields, a deputy with the Letcher County Sheriff's Department, was forcing Ms. Hill to provide sexual favors to Deputy Fields, who oversaw enforcement of Ms. Hill's house arrest as part of her bond and on pending criminal matters. The affiant states that sometime during Ms. Hill's period of home incarceration, affiant became aware that Deputy Ben Fields parked his cruiser behind the home of affiant and Ms. Hill, told her, "If you don't do what I say, I will put you back in jail," and commanded her to perform OS on him in his cruiser, which she did. The affiant further states that Deputy Fields returned several days later and commanded Ms. Hill to submit to sexual intercourse with him under the same threat. The affiant states on or around December 15, 2021, he reported the SA of Ms. Hill by Deputy Fields to the Letcher County Sheriff Department by telephone and in person at the Sheriff's Department headquarters in downtown Whitesburg. The affiant states that after reporting Deputy Fields' misconduct to an unknown employee of the Letcher County Sheriff's Department, the unknown employee laughed at him and refused to file a report regarding the misconduct. I believe that unnamed employee was one Officer Norris. And there was also a lady officer at the same time when he was reporting this particular incident, and they laughed and scoffed at him. The affiant states that in response to him reporting Deputy Fields' misconduct, other Letcher County deputies began harassing him. This harassment included pulling him over. Pulling over the affiant's car 3 separate times for no legitimate reason, with approximately 12-hour period immediately following affiant reporting the misconduct of Deputy Fields. So you mean to tell me he goes to the court? Shout out to Ty's in the building. That's what's up. Shout out to Ty. Everybody put Ty in the chat. Shout out to Ty being here. I'm looking at the comments now. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm in a little zone right now. I apologize. 12-hour period immediately following affiant reporting the misconduct of Deputy Fields. So he goes to the court. Okay, he goes to the court, and he goes there to report something, and within 12 hours of him reporting something, he get pulled over 3 times for no reason. All because he's reporting something to the county concerning their own guy. This is how they protect. And so you got to be careful about people who protect dysfunction, because that means they are dysfunctional. You know, you got that dysfunctional family, man. Everybody cool with each other. But they hate each other's guts at the same time. And they can talk about each other, and they can throw blows at each other. They can do all kind of craziness to each other. But if somebody on the outside does it to them, they all get together. They all band together and come against you. Dysfunctional solidarity. Solidarity that is motivated by evil. On one of these pullovers, the affiant states that a deputy followed his car into an extremely remote area at dusk, made him get out of the car and strip down to his underwear, performed a warrantless search of the car without affiant's consent, and made affiant fear for his life. Affiant believed these tactics by the deputies were meant to humiliate and harass him in retaliation for reporting Deputy Fields' misconduct. The affiant states that he became aware of similar sexual allegations against Deputy Fields by another woman, Sabrina Adkins. Through media publicity, the affiant states that neither he nor Jennifer Hill know Ms. Adkins and had never heard of her before the publicity of Ms. Adkins' lawsuit. Further, the affiant saith not Chris Triplett. He signed this 14th day of March 2022. My commission expires 12/7/24, and it was notarized. All right. This is the kind of craziness that goes on in Letcher County. This is the kind of stuff that taxpayers are supposedly paying for. All right. This type of representation. I just want to show us something real quick. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get this link. I'm going to copy this link here, put it in the chat. For those of you that want to peruse the Shawn Mickey Stines folder that I've created with a wealth of information in there, please go ahead and utilize the link to do so. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. Okay. Right here, we have, I wanted to show you real quick, the home incarceration completion form. Well, you look at this. October the 21st, 2021. Letcher Circuit District Courts home incarceration completion form. The date 10/21/21. Judge Kraft and Mullins. These are the case numbers. Defendant Jennifer Hill. The above defendant has successfully completed 42 days on a home incarceration. The dates were from 9/2/21, 10/13/21. Have even completion form. Vocabulary Nation in here today. Oh man, we are coming up with some things, man. Okay. This is the kind of craziness. This is the kind of craziness
that is date is February 25th.
One second, y'all. This is the type of craziness that's being conducted, all right, by the people that we appoint. The people that we appoint. Just think about your own local area, your own sheriff department, your own. How many? There are some people that, if you're like me, you be like, you know what? Y'all don't do nothing. So I don't. It makes no sense for me to even file anything to you guys, because you're not going to do anything. Even if it's against your own guy or gal, you're not going to do anything. So a lot of people don't feel any type of encouragement when it comes to the judicial system. And then the Commonwealth hires or appoints the laziest prosecutors you can think of, knowing that this person is a menace to the community, knowing that this person has, this person have done diabolical things. And the prosecution is so lazy that they're found not guilty. They don't do their due diligence. They don't do their research. They don't go deep into the paint at all. They like Steph. They just want to shoot threes. But they can't shoot threes like Steph. They shoot threes like Dennis Rodman. They be bricking them threes. They be shooting for the star. Look at what happened in Fulton County. We had a 2-year trial, the trial of the century, the YSL trial. It was supposed to be a RICO trial. And no one got convicted of RICO. No one even got convicted of shooting at somebody. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on and on. They're still trying to this day. Even the severed defendants of the YSL trial, they're still going after them. They're going to try to get these people no matter what. And they're so lazy. They don't file proper documentation. You know they lazy. Check this out. Remember Attorney Love? This is the assistant district attorney of Fulton County, Adrian Love, who was caught by Judge Whitaker submitting an inartful document because the case laws were not synonymous with what was going on in this actual case. GPT is the one that created rocketlawyer.com, whatever you went to, you artificial lawyer, whatever it's called. They caught you slipping, Miss Love, because you lazy. All you want to do is run for these political positions so that way you could be the DA someday. Or look at what Fonnie Willis was doing the day she was supposed to be testifying in front of the Georgia State Senate or the Senate Committee of Georgia. She was in the East Coast, somewhere in Maryland, somewhere in the East Coast, at a fundraiser instead of being at the Senate hearing or the committee hearing where she was supposed to testify, because you have been given your boy Wade $700 some thousand a year to do nothing. And then you had you was finagling and had some relations with coworkers. Like, come on now. All of this is null and void, man. This is so crazy. So it's hard to keep somebody encouraged and be like, you got to trust the process. No, we don't trust this process. We don't trust this process at all. Not at all. So let's get back to it. Now we're back here with Jennifer Hill. We're gonna listen to the Jennifer Hill interview with Matt Easter. I believe this was February 25th, 2022. This is like less than a month that the lawsuit comes out. Again, the estate of Jennifer Hill is still pursuing the civil law case. So this lawsuit, this civil lawsuit, is currently will be on trial. Okay, it's currently going to be on trial. I don't know what the date is. I think civil lawsuits are not. I don't think media is permitted. They would have to request media for civil lawsuits, I believe, which was crazy because the civil lawsuit between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard happened a few years ago, and that was televised, and everybody was kind of shocked about that. Actually, normally, civil lawsuits are not televised or permitted to the media, but I'm not sure if a motion was filed. I know recently in this Mark Sanchez case, it was filed and granted by the new judge, James Osborne. So, but in this particular case, I'm not sure if I know the judge said that the civil lawsuit should continue and go to trial. I don't think media is allowed in the proceedings, but I'm going to keep my ear to the ground and see if that's true or not. But the estate of Jennifer Hill is also along with the lawsuit that's going to trial, and Ben Fields is on trial in his personal capacity. Shawn Mickey Stines technically is on that trial as well in his official capacity. So we shall see. We shall see. All right. If you're ready for this interview, put a 1 in the chat real quick. For those of you that received a membership from Kat Not Williams earlier, please go ahead and say thank you to Kat. She gifted 5 memberships. And then also we have C. Hatfield has become a member as well of the Biz Nation. I appreciate you so much. We are about to go ahead and get this party started. Okay. All right. This is Matt Easter and Jennifer Hill. Okay. I believe he went to, at the time, she was in Pikeville's correction facility, I believe, or like jail or something like that. I don't think it was in Letcher per se. I'm talking about where the interview took place. Okay. I believe you will hear this in the interview. It's I want us to be warned here that this may disturb some of you. This may disturb some of you. If you feel disturbed by this interview at any point, feel free to remove yourself and just hit the like button for the algorithm. Just do me a favor on there. I understand how this could be. This is going to be my first time hearing this interview in full. Okay. I've heard snippets of Sabrina Adkins' interview, but we're going to solely focus on Jennifer Hill today. She needs justice, and we are going to seek that, even if it's from just doing these type of lives. Like, we need to know what happened, what really happened to Jennifer Hill. All right, here we go.
Today's date is February 25th, 2022. It is 4:13. Present myself, Detective Easter. I'm at the Kentucky River Regional Jail here in Perry County to attempt to talk to.
Can I help you?
I'm a detective with the Attorney General's office needing to talk to an inmate. You doing all right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a detective with the Attorney General's office. I need to talk to an inmate. Doing all right?
All right, man. You didn't get lost, did you?
Well, every time I've came in that front lobby. I didn't know that.
That's that part.
Yeah, well, I used to work in this area and have arrested people and brought people here, and I.
Tell her to give me some warning.
Y'all been busy today?
I just
Doing all right?
Trying to get to the part where she. Here we go.
This will be fine. We won't be here long. Jeffrey, I'm a detective with the Attorney General's office.
Yes.
Ned Pillsdorf had contacted me and said you may have some information. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, just real quick. At this time, she's already a part of the lawsuit, so that's why he mentioned Ned Pillsdorf. And I see y'all in the chat too as well. Look, this Matt Easter dude, I'm telling you, his interview with Ben Fields burned my bacon. I'm telling you, oh my God, he was so soft with this dude, and I'm like, man, there is nothing good about the way he interviews. So be warned, this man's interviewing skills is below mediocre. It's sad at best. All right, so just bear with us. Okay, here we go. Let's go.
All right, what information do you have?
About a year and a half, 2 years ago, when I first got out on house arrest, I got out on a Friday, and Ben Fields approached me when he was hooking up my home incarceration bracelet and told me that if I ever could not afford my house arrest, that he could come pick me up and we could do things that would make up for the money that I owed. And I didn't know what he meant at first because where he was a cop. And I asked him what he meant, and he told me for sexual favors. And I told him, I said, no, I said, my husband can pay for it for you. Well, that following Monday, he was back to rearrest me. I hadn't done nothing wrong, hadn't broke my house arrest or nothing. And then in July of last year, I got in some trouble, and I was in jail from July till August and got out on house arrest again. And in August, when I got out on house arrest and was at my home, he was harassing me at first. He was just showing up and bringing the cops up there and stuff. told me I wasn't allowed to move because I was staying at a relative's house and I was going to rent my own place. And at first he wasn't going to let me move or nothing, and then he started just showing up at the house. And my husband was gone one day, and I was scared because he'd already locked me up once before. And he told me that if I would get in the car with him, it was around August 1st, maybe, no, around August 15th, something like that. He said that if I would get in the car with him and give him oral sex, that he wouldn't break my house arrest.
August 15th of what year?
Of last year, this past year. And then I've got witnesses that can say that he had been there, harassing me. He showed up at my house probably a week straight every single day. Later on in August, he showed up. My husband was gone again. He parks out back. He was in a sheriff's car. He asked me told me, if I'd get in the car and have sex with him, that, he would make sure that I got to stay on my house arrest and everything. So we had sex 3 times altogether, and then oral sex. The last time we had sex was in October. On October 1st, I think it was, or October 2nd, I went to go pay my house arrest. My husband was there, so he didn't come that day. The following days when he came. And then we had sex that day, but a couple of days later when he'd come to do it, wanted to have sex again, I told him I couldn't do it. And he tried to hit me with escape, and I didn't cut my bracelet off. It was malfunctioned or something, I don't know. But they recovered it. The ankle bracelet was not cut off. But then when I was in jail from October until December. He kept coming. They come and got me several times, wanting me to rat on people and stuff. And then he told me if I would just do what he told me to do, that he would make sure I got out in drug court. Well, I was sentenced to drug court, and when I got out in drug court, as soon as I walked out of the building, because they can rewind the cameras, they'll see him holler at me. When I walk out of the jailhouse, he hollers at me, and I walk out. He hollers at me, and I walk up to him. He looks at me and my husband, and he says, his sister Holly's over the house, or over the drug court, tells me, you need to run. He said, they got a holder on you. And it scared me. So I run, and I was on the run up until February 4th. But I didn't know that anybody else had made any accusations about it. I just thought he was just doing it to me. But Ned said that he had been doing it to, I guess, at least one more other person. I'm not sure. But I was scared, because he's a cop. I didn't know. I'm shaking right now. I didn't know what to do. And I've got witnesses that knows for a fact that he had been to my house multiple times, for no reason.
Did you have any other communication through him other than him just coming to your house? Did he?
I've got some text messages, but my phone, they said, got lost in the Letcher County Jail. I don't know if you can bring it up by my phone number or how, but for some reason they said they lost my belongings.
How did you communicate with Ben when you were on house arrest?
Well, I was on the first one, which I was only out for 3 days when he rearrested me, was on a regular old house box. But the other one was GPS, so I didn't have to have a phone or nothing. He just showed up at my house. But I've got multiple witnesses that see me in his car and stuff. I don't know if they knew what we were doing, but they seen us in his car.
You didn't communicate with him through any other, like Facebook or anything like that?
I have text messages, but like I said, I don't have my phone.
So when did the sexual relationship start? Around August
Yes.
15th?
Yes.
Now, were you on a GPS monitor then?
Yes.
So tell me how that first came about. Again.
Like I said about him approaching me, a couple of years ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago, when I was getting out on house arrest, he just approached me. He just said, Jennifer, he said, if there's ever a time that you cannot afford your house arrest, he said, let me know and we can work something out. And I didn't know what he meant at first because he's a cop. And I said, what do you mean? He said, I can come pick you up and we can work things out together. And I said, how do you mean? He said, you do things for me, I do things for you. And see, his wife worked at the jail, so I was scared to say anything there because I was being incarcerated in Letcher County Jail at the time.
So he told you this, and was this around August?
No, that was 2 years ago.
So he told you this.
And when I denied him that time, I got out on a Friday, and when I denied him that Monday, he was back to rearrest me, and I hadn't done nothing wrong.
So he told you that 2 years ago.
Yes. And then when I got out this time, he approached me again. That's when he showed up at my house, probably about, and you'll find it, and I guess maybe the records from the police department or something. They showed up at my house at probably 9 or 10 o'clock at night and had ambulance and everything, and I don't know why. They said that they thought we were OD'd in our car. We were unloading groceries, literally. This sheriff's department, Mickey Stines was there, and he knows I wasn't high or nothing. But he started threatening me that night, telling me if he ever has to come back to my house again, he'll take me to jail. And I had done nothing wrong. And then it started from that night. Because after that, he started coming to my house every single day. And he just told me, he said, if you make me happy, I'll make you happy.
So he's told you this 2 years ago.
Yes.
That's 2 years from August the 15th.
Yes. About a year and a half, 2 years. Around that time. I'm sorry, I'm a recovering drug addict, so I can't remember a lot. I know that my house burnt down about a year and a half.
I'm sorry, y'all. Did y'all hear that? She said, I'm a recovering. Okay. She says she's recovering. Is that what she said? Uh-huh. Okay.
2 years ago, so it was right around that time.
That's fine. I'm just trying to get obviously that time frame. So we're looking a year and a half, 2 years ago from August the 15th, he approached you, said, if you couldn't pay for your bracelet, then there's other ways to take care of it. You didn't take him up on that, didn't say anything to him.
No.
You went through your life for that next year and a half, 2 year period. You get rearrested.
Yes.
You're put back on an ankle monitor. And then after that arrest, he starts coming to your house.
Yes.
He's not messaging you or...
No, he just started showing
up by himself, but you said that one time
the first time he showed up, he was the sheriff's department, and Mickey Stines showed up, and 3 or 4 other cop cars, the ambulance. But I have to say, I believe that he's the one that had all that set up, because nobody would have called him on me. Say we were OD'd in our car. We were unloading groceries.
What were you arrested for? Can you remember what you were arrested for that got you around that August 15th time period? What charge it was?
I'm wanting to say possession.
Who was it? Where was it out of? Letcher?
Letcher County, yes.
Do you remember who arrested you? Maybe I can...
No.
A deputy?
Whitaker, maybe. I believe his last name was Whitaker.
Was he a deputy or a police officer?
I believe he was like the Jenkins, or no, the first time was Jenkins Police. So it would have been, Ben Stevens.
And the guy, who are we talking about when you just briefly mentioned that was come to your house? What deputy are we talking about?
Ben Fields.
Ben Fields. Don't want to get the two mixed up there.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you get arrested for that possession around August 15th, sometime through that period.
The first time when I got arrested, that was the year and a half, 2 years ago. That was Ben Stevens that arrested me that time. The second time, I believe his name was Whitaker, and it was in Whitesburg.
And that was the August one.
Yes.
That's okay. You think his name was Whitaker?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's his name.
So he worked for the sheriff's office, a trooper?
I'm thinking he worked for just the regular Whitesburg Police Department.
Whitesburg PD.
And I know Tyrone Fields was there that day.
It's okay. So you got arrested there, went to jail, you get back out on house arrest. Ben hooks you up on the monitoring system. How does that work?
Well, that day, I remember plain as day, his grandson was born that day because Angie, his wife, which worked in the jailhouse too, was telling us, that she had a new grandbaby coming. And then when I was out on house arrest, he didn't really say nothing to me in the jailhouse that day because he had to put my monitor up in the waiting room, and there was people sitting there. He hooked my monitor up, and he was telling me that his grandson, he had just become a grandfather that day. And he said that he would be getting in contact with me for my home placement. When I called for my home placement that following maybe week later, I couldn't get a hold of Ben. So I called Patty, I believe her name is, over the home incarceration, and told her, and she approved me. And then that very same night or the night after that, it's when all the cops showed up at my house, said that I was supposed to have been OD'd. And that's why I believe Ben's the one that had them there that night, because I don't understand how he would have gotten there before the police department would have.
You didn't get arrested that night?
No.
Though.
But that's the night he started harassing me, and then up until I started doing stuff for him.
So it was the day after your arrest is when he came to the house. And you think that's sometime around the 15th of August?
The 15th is when I got out. I got arrested, I'm sorry. I was in jail in August. I'm wanting to say I got out at the end of August, the 1st of October. At least October 3rd, because that's usually when my fiance gets his check. So I had been out by at least October 3rd. I wasn't out a week, and that's when he came to my house that first night. And then the next day is when he came to my house. Maybe 2 days later, at the most, and was acting like he was looking for a monitor bracelet for a guy named Robbie Collins, I believe his name was. And that day after that or something like that, after the cops showed up, is when he told me that if I made him happy, he'd make me happy. And I had to give him oral sex in his car. It was parked back. There might even be cameras because it's a church parking lot. There's a car. He parked his car back behind where my house was, in the church parking lot. There's like grass on each side. There's a graveyard up on the hill. He parked his car right there and had me get in the car with him.
So we go back over this. So we're talking the second time you get arrested by Whitaker.
Yes.
You said that the relationship started around August the 15th, but then you said you didn't get out till October.
Why does he keep calling it a relationship? This is not a relationship, sir. This is not a relationship, my man. Like, why you keep calling it that?
I got arrested on August 15th. That's when all of it first started. When I was arrested that time.
Yeah.
When I got out on October 3rd, that's when it started. I'm sorry.
So you got out in October.
Yes, I was arrested on August 15th, something like that.
And then so after October is when he started coming to your house.
I think I was on house arrest maybe a month when he tried, because like I said that last time when he asked me, I denied him, and then right after that's when he tried to say I tried to escape.
Okay, so you had oral sex behind the church.
Yeah, in the church parking lot behind my house. He was always in that sheriff's car.
What was the name of the church?
I'm wanting to say maybe Free Will Baptist. It's in Hemphill, Kentucky.
It's in where?
Hemphill, Kentucky. Jack Horn.
Hemphill?
Hemphill.
Hemphill. H-E-M-P?
Yes.
Okay. Is that after you go through Whitesburg, or is that?
Yeah, you go through Whitesburg to Neon. In Neon, Kentucky. It's up towards Jack Horn.
So he starts coming to your house after you get out in October.
In October.
Does he just start coming and hanging out with you, or?
He just started, like I said, at first he was harassing me. And I was scared that he was going to lock me back up because he had done it before. And so I felt like if I didn't do what he wanted me to, that he would have me put back in jail. And when I denied him, he would try to hit me to escape, which didn't stick because I didn't cut my bracelet off. But I did get rearrested for it, and I sat in jail for 3 months.
And is that
Or 2 months.
That year and a half, 2-year period that you were out from the first time he propositioned you?
Yeah, he's propositioned me twice. The year and a half, 2 years ago, and then this past August.
Okay, when did the escape?
October.
When did he get the escape warrant on you?
At the end of October. I wasn't even out 19 days because my birthday's October 19th, and he had me hit with it on October 20th. I was rearrested.
And that was 2021, October.
Yes.
So you got out in October, and then you got rearrested for escape
In October.
in October.
And I had just paid my house arrest that day, so why would I escape? I probably wasn't even out 2 weeks.
Okay. Is that what you're in jail on right now?
Well, I'm in jail for the charges that I was supposed to be, that his sister was over for drug court, which I was charged with upstairs and downstairs, and he's the bailiff downstairs. So my charges are downstairs in district. I was charged for the same crime and upstairs. It's the same charges.
So what's holding you in here right now?
That,
The escape?
no, the charges that his sister's supposed to
What charges is that?
possession. It was an empty bag. There was nothing in it.
Where did they get how did they get a possession charge? Where did they find a bag at?
On me. I had an empty bag.
From where? But I mean, so you're out in October.
Mm-hmm.
He gets an escape warrant.
Yes.
But you're saying his sister, who is in drug court.
Yeah.
So they've sanctioned you.
I don't know what. I haven't seen a judge or nothing since I've been here.
How long you been here?
Since the 4th. And I haven't spoke to nobody. They won't tell me nothing.
This is February the 25th. She says she's been there since February the 4th. Haven't seen a judge, haven't talked to nobody, don't even really know what she's in there for. It's crazy.
They didn't tell you what you were charged with, or
Contempt of court.
contempt of court?
Yes. Slander and libel or something like that. I don't even know what that really means.
Typically means you violated some kind of condition of the court system is usually what it is.
But I mean, I understand that. I was scared though. You know, he told me they had a holder on me. I don't understand why they didn't even let me out if they had a holder on me.
Okay, so you get out on 1st of October, then you get rearrested at the end of October.
October 20th.
And then you get out again?
Yes. In December.
So you got out again.
That was for the charge. That's when they gave me drug court. And then, if you can rewind the cameras back that far, you can see me walking out of the jailhouse, and him hollering at me, me walking up to him, and him you can see him talking to me. That's when he told me that his sister was in the jail, up in the courthouse right then, and that I better run because they had a holder on me.
Okay, so
And it scared me, you know what I'm saying? So I ran.
So we're in October now, and you said that you start having sexual relationships with him in October.
Yes, I had oral sex with him and sex 3 times in October, within like a 2-week period.
So you had sexual intercourse 3 times with him? And oral sex
Yes.
too?
The first time was oral sex.
So just first time was oral?
Yes.
And the other 3 were just intercourse?
Yes.
And where did, you said one of those times took place at the church parking lot?
Yes. Well, no, all of them took place in the church parking lot.
All of them?
Parked he would park behind my house.
Okay. All right, so that time frame, y'all have had a sexual relationship, you get rearrested, you get back out in December.
Yeah, on drug court.
Now, what do you get arrested for in October then?
That was for the
Escape?
possession charge. Well, in August or October when I went back to jail, that was because he said that I had escaped. Yes, which I hadn't.
So you got out 1st of October, you went back in at the end of October,
Yes.
sometime at the end.
It was on the 20th because it was the day after my birthday when they rearrested me. Because the day, like 2 or 3 days before that, I denied him.
You're having a relationship with him, and then all of a sudden he just pops an escape
Yes.
warrant on you.
Yes.
You go in and you stay till December. Then in December you get out again.
Yes. He thought that we were still going to have a relationship. Like I said, he told me to run, but I haven't contacted him any at all. He was a cop, you know, I didn't think that cops would do that. I was scared.
So now you've got out in December.
And I was out until February 4th. I got like a week before Christmas.
And when you got out in December, you saw him outside of the courthouse.
This, on the side of the courthouse.
You remember what date or anything?
It was on a Friday.
You don't know what the actual physical date?
I'm wanting to say it was like a week before Christmas, maybe like the 17th.
Were you on house arrest at that time? So he saw you outside and told you to stay hid.
They had a holder on me.
But you just got out.
Yeah, that's what scared me.
How many days were you out between you got out in December to
February 4th.
till he told you that, or was that the same day?
Same day. He told me that his sister was in the courthouse right then. He said, my sister's over your drug court. Her name is Holly. He said, they have a holder on you. You need to go hide. But I didn't realize that drug court worked with you, like if it was child support or something, and would have the holders released. I didn't know that. He didn't tell me that.
So, sister had a holder to hold you
Yes.
and to run.
Yes.
So you did ran
Yes, I did. I was scared
until
February 4th. I don't have no new charges. It was just picking me up on that one.
so February 4th, and then you were arrested.
Yes.
So August the 15th, you're arrested, somewhere around there.
Yes, somewhere around there.
You get out in October.
Yes.
You have a relationship with him until end of October.
Yes.
Does he arrest you on escape, or does somebody else?
He had the police department, the sheriff's department come get me. And then he met me at the jailhouse.
And arrested on escape. Then you stay there till December
Yes.
17th maybe.
Yes.
You get out, and then he says you're gonna run.
Yes.
So when you get out in October, that's when you enter drug court, right?
In December. In December, when I got out in December, he had it fixed to where I would get drug court. He talked to the judges.
So why would his sister, the day you get out enrolled in drug court, automatically put a holder on you
I don't know.
when you just got out of jail that day?
I know. That's what scared me.
So you didn't start
I didn't start drug court because of that.
drug court on the 17th, or you started drug court on the 17th, the day you got out.
Yeah. But I didn't go because
Was the same day that he told you they had a holder on you.
Yes. See, the woman, his wife, Angie, was like the big boss at the jailhouse, and she was quitting her job. She gave her position to somebody else. And I guess they just didn't run me through the NCIS or whatever it's called. She just released me.
Did anybody ever go with you all or see you all go to the church or anything?
Yes, I've got witnesses that seen him at my house multiple times. Me in his car.
Seen you at the church?
Yes, the church is directly behind my house. There might even be cameras there.
But they saw you in the church parking lot. You
Yes.
had people.
Yes.
Who were those people?
All of my neighbors. Because they kept thinking I was a rat because he kept showing up at my house.
Would any of these neighbors talk to me?
Yes.
What's their names?
Paula Bates, or Paula Campbell, I'm sorry. Paula Campbell. Johnny Potter.
Johnny who?
Potter. Tony Potter. Jordan Eastet. Red Mead. I mean, there's everybody in the holler seen him.
Which out of these that would have saw you at the church parking lot?
The people I mentioned.
So Red Mead,
Yes, he lived directly across the road.
Jordan Eastep, Tony Potter, Johnny Potter, and Paula Campbell.
Yes.
Do you know that they saw you, or you just think these
No,
are people
I know
that might?
I know they see me. They were at my house.
Every one of these were at your
Yes.
house and saw you,
Get in the car. Yes.
and then go to a church parking lot.
Yeah, my house is right here. There's a road, the bridge comes around like that, and there's a driveway that goes like this, and it's directly right behind my house. You can park behind my house, get out of your car, and step out, and when you step out, you're right in my yard. He was literally parked right back behind my house.
Do you have any of these people's phone numbers?
No, not with me where I'm in here. It's all on my phone. Now my fiance's supposed to meet Ned Pillowsdorf Monday. He could probably give him some of them. I can call him and tell him that he needs the phone numbers.
Could you do that
Yes.
to every one of those? It'd be a
Yes.
lot easier to. So there was no kind of. You said there was maybe some messages on your phone from him.
Yes.
Were there anything of sexual nature, or is it?
Him pretty much just no, I can't really remember. I started racing because of my husband, you know what I'm saying? My husband didn't know about this until afterward. But he would be like, he'd message me, he'd say, "Are you home? I'm riding up
So if we find your phone, there's nothing going to be on it that's going to show any kind of from
I
him.
really can't remember. I remember erasing them. I really can't remember. If you can,
So you think you erased them?
yeah, I know I erased them.
You know you erased them.
But I mean,
Okay.
if you
And
can
those were
find the
just text
phone-
messages, right?
Yes.
You didn't do any kind of Facebook?
No.
Nothing.
No.
What made you decide to tell your story?
Because he's doing me wrong. I feel like he should be in trouble because he shouldn't be putting me through this, and him sitting over at his office behind his desk, and there's no telling how many other people he's done this to. And I
Y'all,
almost lost my husband over this.
How did you know to get in touch with Ned Pilsdorf?
I called him to ask him about taking my case, period, or, you know, just a lawyer. My husband, he's staying in Martin right now in Floyd County, and he just looked up a lawyer, and he was one of the first ones he found.
And then you all just told Ned about this?
Yes. Because my husband said that he was railroading me, is what he said.
Did you all hear about in the news and all this other
No,
stuff?
I
Did your husband?
I don't think so. Why, is it on the news?
There was some stuff.
Oh, no. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a drug addict. I don't even pay attention to the news.
You think your husband may have?
No, I don't think so. He's a drug addict too, I'm not gonna lie.
No, that's fine. Just because you're a drug addict doesn't make you not a
It
human.
really makes him mad that Ben done that to me. I'm about ready to start crying because it sits in my stomach. Because I love my husband, I wouldn't have done that to him. You know, I just didn't want to go back to jail.
So let's go back to the October time frame here. So he's coming to your house. What's he saying when he's coming to your house all these times?
Like the first night when I told you when the cops come, he was being really hateful to me. I wasn't high or nothing. I was straight because where I was in house arrest, you know, my granddaughter was just born. And he said that I was high and that he could take me and get me a drug screen, and I told him to take me because I could have passed a drug screen. And then he was like, no, he said, if I ever have to come out here again, I'm taking you to fucking jail. And then like a day or two later is when he comes to my house and had me get in the car and give him oral sex.
And what do you mean by he made you? Did he physically?
If I didn't, he was going to put me back in jail.
Is that what he told you?
Yes.
dude, this is really pissing me off. I'm sorry, excuse me. This is really making me upset. What you mean is you don't have to use force, physical force all the time when it comes to these situations. If you place your power over someone, if you say to someone, if you don't do this, I'm going to throw you in jail, you think they want to go back to jail? What other options are you giving them? So that means this lady has no choice in her mind but to do this, because if she don't, she's going to be placed in jail. And she already said she's a recovering addict, right? At this particular time. So she's not trying to do anything to jeopardize her going back to jail. Then this dude come along and say he uses his power over her to say, to coerce her to be like, yo, do this or else. I mean, you don't have to. That was such a stupid question, man. Did he physically force? No, he didn't have to physically force. He can literally take away your freedom. He can take away your freedom. He has the power to do that. He already was finagling charges on people escaping. He's been tampering with evidence. He's been tampering with devices. He's been making up charges on people because they're not having sexual relations with him. It's like, dude, you think physical force was required in this situation? Idiot. question. R is just not that. That is the most common form of R, but there are other levels of R. That's why they gave it 3rd degree, because he used coercive power against her. And you asking her anything physical? No, she already just told you the rundown that they met behind the church in the car, in the PT Cruiser behind the crib. Like, she already gave you what it is. Then you're going to ask her that question. Let me go on mute.
That's what I'm saying. I had no other choice. If I hadn't done it, I would have went back to jail.
So he told you that if you didn't have oral sex, or
if I didn't make him happy, that I wouldn't be happy. He said that he would have me put back in jail, and he had done it once before, and I knew he could do it again. I was out. I got out on a Friday, and then that Monday he was back there to rearrest me. And my husband had just paid $100 for that house arrest. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have the money for that, and I hadn't done nothing wrong, and he rearrested me because I denied him the first time. And I was afraid if I didn't do it, that he would put me back in jail, which I ended up back in jail anyway because of it.
Okay, so when you're saying that you denied him,
I told him no the first time.
and that was when you were arrested in August.
No, this was the year and a half or 2 years ago, the first time. I got out on a Friday. That very same Monday he came. Very next Monday he came. I was only out the weekend.
Do you remember what was an escape charge then, or
no? I hadn't done nothing wrong.
What did he arrest you for, though?
He just come back, told me I needed to get my box. He put me in and there was another cop with him. He put me in the back of the cruiser and he took me back to jail for no reason. I hadn't done nothing wrong. I just had denied him. I told him no, and he rearrested me.
And that was at the...
And I've got proof of that too. I've got witness that knows that he'd done that.
And that was the year and a half...
Yeah, before all this happened. So I knew if I didn't do it this time, he would definitely have me put back in jail again. I felt like I had no other choice.
But you don't remember what charge that was when they came and got you?
I believe that was my first possession charge.
Did you have something on you?
No, an empty bag. That's all it was an empty bag. But they charged me with possession. And right now,
but I thought,
you can check the courthouse. Yeah.
I thought that what you're in here right now getting held for is the empty bag.
That's what it is.
From a year and a half ago?
Somehow, I don't know what's going on. I've got the same charges.
I'm kind of confused.
I got the same charges right now, upstairs and downstairs, and I've got drug court, upstairs court. And downstairs, I've also got charges on it that I've got sentenced to for probation for the same charges. I thought that was double jeopardy. I'm being charged for the same crime twice.
So let's go back a year and a half, 2 years ago. You're arrested.
On a possession charge.
On a possession.
Yes.
And he makes his proposition to you and you don't take him up on it.
No.
You get out of jail.
Yes. And I was out from that Friday. I was out Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday he was there to rearrest me. He put me back in jail. And then I got in trouble again. All I had was a pipe on me at that time. I didn't have no kind of dope on me. All they had me for was an empty bag and a pipe. And now I'm here because they got me for possession.
So we're
I guess because of COVID it took so long for the court. I'm not really sure.
So we're a year and a half, 2 years ago, you get arrested, he makes a proposition to you, you deny it.
And he rearrested me.
2 or 3 days later, you get rearrested for you're saying a baggie that was nothing in it.
I was arrested at that before I got on house arrest. I was arrested for a baggie. That was when I got the house arrest.
Okay, but what did he arrest you for the 2 or 3 days later?
Nothing. I hadn't done nothing wrong. He come to my house.
But what was the charge? I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but they have to charge you with something. They
He
can't
didn't
just
charge me with nothing.
they can't just come get you.
He did. I promise you. If you look at it, I had no other charges. He come and he picked me back up, and he took me back to jail. I had no other charges.
And you're saying that was around October? Can you remember any date?
That was around. Let's see. I'm thinking. I was wanting to say it was in the summertime because I was living in. Let's see. It was in the summertime. It was around. Maybe August that year. July, August, something like that.
When that you got?
When I got arrested the very first time.
When he first
Yes.
made the proposition to
Yes.
you. So you're saying it was probably around?
Around July or August. The very first time. And I had done nothing wrong. I was at my camper. I was asleep when he pulled up.
So you got, and just I apologize, there's a lot of dates and a lot of charges we got to sort through here.
Yes.
So I can get this right. So around August or July of a year and a half, 2 years ago, you were arrested.
Yes.
He propositioned you at that moment in time.
Yes.
Around that August or July.
Yes.
You didn't take him up. You got out of jail.
Yes. I was out for.
Then you got
2 more days.
rearrested in October.
Yes.
And
Of this past year.
okay, look.
Okay, the year and a half or 2 years ago was around August or July.
Yeah. And then you stay in jail till how long?
I want to say at least 2 months.
So that would put you around that October time frame.
Yeah.
And then you get out.
Let's see. I got out. It was it was during summer, so I was arrested around July or August, middle of July, beginning of August. I got out around September because it was still pretty hot out. I was out from a Monday to a Friday, or from a Friday to a Monday, and then that Monday he showed up at my camper, knocked on my door, and told me to get my box, and so they took me back to jail. He had another cop with him.
Okay, so
I had not done nothing wrong.
so it's the September charge is when he come got the box and
Yes.
you.
That was the very first time. Because that's how
So you got arrested in August or July, got out in September, and you went back in September.
You're talking about 2 years later?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then rearrested in September. And you think that was because you didn't take him up on it
Yes.
that time? And you don't know what charge that was, or you're saying there wasn't a charge? You just,
When he rearrested me, no.
they didn't give you a copy of a citation? They
No. I didn't get a citation because I didn't have no other new charges. Luther Tackett was working there, and because he said, "Does she have a new charge?" He said, "No."
Do you remember what deputy was with him then?
I'm wanting to say his last name was Adams. No, Holbrook.
So then they fast forward a year and a half after that deal, that's when you get arrested in around August the 15th.
Yes.
And then you get out in October, and then you're back on house arrest.
Yes.
And he starts coming to your house
Yes.
saying, if you don't
Yes.
have sexual favors with me,
Yes.
you're gonna go back to jail. So you felt you had to have sex with him.
And he meant it.
Okay. During the sexual times, did he like physically restrain you, or was it a consensual other than you thought you didn't want to go back to jail? You see what I'm saying?
That's not consensual. It. Oh my God, this dude is irritating me. Now this is from he irritated me from 3 years ago. Listen, this is not consensual. Why he's using words like restrain, then he's using because he's trying to put it as physical force. Then he's saying consensual, and then utilizing the fact you can't use the word consensual, and then utilize the fact that he used something to coerce you. That's not consent. That's against what I would normally do. That's against my normal will. I would not, Jennifer Hill, I would not normally touch this guy. But because I'm in a situation, he knows I'm a drug addict. I know I'm recovering. I'm in this situation. He is messing with me because I refused him the first time. Now he's forcing it by power, by coerciveness. This is not consensual, dude. Nothing about this is consensual.
So then I fast forward a year and a half after that deal. That's when you get arrested in around August the 15th.
Yes.
And then you get out in October, and then you're back on house arrest.
Yes.
And he starts coming to your house,
yes,
saying, if you don't
yes,
have sexual favors with me,
yes,
you're gonna go back to jail. So you felt you had to have sex with him.
And he meant it.
Okay. During the sexual time,
you said okay like it was nothing.
Did he like physically restrain you, or was it a consensual other than you thought you didn't want to go back to jail? You see what I'm saying?
He didn't make me, but he made me.
But he didn't physically make you.
No.
Oh my goodness, he is such a jerk. He is such a jerk, dog. Just because he did not physically do it doesn't mean that it's not to the degree. That doesn't mean it's not hard, bro.
A willing participant in it by the physical standards, but by mentally you thought that you had to. Okay, that's
yes.
That's what I was, trying to get. Did he hold you physically, hold you down? And did he ever physically hurt you?
Not physically, mentally, yes. I about lost my family over this.
And then from the 1st of October, you got rearrested at the end of October, and that was for escape.
Yeah, but which he didn't hit me with escape because the ankle bracelet was not cut.
But that's what the charge was, right?
Yes. To rearrest me for it, yes.
Why do you think all of a sudden he just turned on you after y'all were having a sexual
Because I denied him that last time. When he comes, I went and paid my ankle bracelet fees that day. It was on a Thursday. And he said, can I come to your house? I said, no, my husband's home. And then the next day, there might be messages on my phone because the next day is when he was saying that he was mad at me for telling him no. And I told him, I said, well, my husband's home. And then like 3 days later, like 3 days later is when he tried to say I escaped. Because it's pretty much because I told him no.
Okay. So at the end of October, he's wanting to have sex with you again. You tell him no because your husband's there. Next thing you know, you're getting a warrant.
Yes.
You've got an escape charge.
Yes.
And now you're staying there till December. Then you get out for drug court the same day.
Which he had fixed up.
He did that, and then he sees you outside the courtroom, tells you to stay, run. They've got a holder on you, so you stay hid till now.
Yes.
Was there a holder on you?
Apparently there was from McGoffin County. It was a child support holder. But I didn't know that his sister could have had it fixed to where I wouldn't have been in trouble. She could have let me stay in drug court and then actually help me with my child support. I didn't know that.
So it was a McGoffin County warrant?
Yes.
The holder that he was talking about was a McGoffin
Yes.
County warrant?
And there's still one, so you can even check that out.
Okay. And then that's what's got you in here now?
No, Letcher County.
For what? What?
He is definitely
court. And
definitely trying to lead her into saying some stuff that she not intending to say. He's doing that. He is leading her into what he would like for her to say to get it on record, so that way they could trim off what they trimmed off for the sentence of Ben Fields. But see, the thing about it is, oh man, with her dying January the 19th, 2023 was the day of her death. Now she said one thing consistently. She said, I have witnesses. She kept saying witnesses, 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 witnesses. They seen him come to my house multiple times, witnesses, witnesses. Which means that in case there was no plea deal and there was some type of trial being taken, he would have got way more time. This is getting more suspicious by the minute, because you're asking her questions that has nothing to do with your investigation of the inappropriate behavior of Ben Fields per se. You're so concerned about the fact that of her situation with her charges and why those charges are being done, and then you're trying to act like you're trying to downplay the events that took place, like him coercing her, him using his power against her. He just saying okay and moving on to something else. He's not even computing what she's saying. There should have been more charges than the ones he had, all of them. You're faking charges on people because they're refusing sexual favors, bro. Unbelievable. Brandy Davis said, wait until you hear how he buddies up with Ben Fields. We already played the interview of Ben Fields on this channel. Yeah, I already know how he did that one. He was like, man, I really don't think you're a bad guy. I don't think you're a bad guy, really, Ben Fields. But I mean, we all do some stupid things sometimes, Benny. Oh, little Benny, we do some stupid things every now and again. So it's okay. Just tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Listen, you ain't getting arrested right now. I ain't about to do nothing to you. This dude is a sucker.
Okay. And then that's what's got you in here now?
No, Letcher County.
For what? What?
For the contempt of court. And I haven't seen a judge or nothing. I haven't talked to nobody.
You don't know what you contempted?
No. I guess because of where I've left.
Okay. All right, so we have no idea where the phone's at.
No, it was at the Letcher County Jail.
But it's lost, you're saying?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Okay.
And his wife worked there, so I don't know. It was weird that his wife quit right before I got out.
What?
I think that she knew something was about ready to go down.
What was the phone number? Was that AT&T?
Yes. And you can also check just my fiance's number, because he messaged both phones.
He messaged both?
Mm-hmm.
What was the other number? That's AT&T too?
Yes.
But as far as messages being on, like if I could find these phones, there's not going to be any messages on the phone physically because you've erased them.
Yes. But I mean, if you can get in like to the hard drive or something, you would find them.
Of course, we got to find the phones. Does your husband have that phone?
No, but he's had that same phone number for years.
But the phone, we don't know where either of those phones are. Both of those phones are gone.
That last
Same
time,
phone numbers, but the phone, actual physical phones, we're not going to
that
find,
actual
right?
physical phone is at that jailhouse.
That's what you think, but they're telling you it's not.
Yeah.
How about, where's it at?
My husband has it. My fiance does.
That's the actual phone
I'm
that you
pretty sure,
texted?
yes. Yes, I'm pretty sure.
What's your husband's name? Which phone did he message more? What do you think might be on?
I'm not really sure. I don't know if he messaged it, I would have erased it.
Was there any sexual discussions? Did he say anything sexual over these phones, or
Yeah,
just
honestly,
conversation?
he did.
Nothing on Facebook.
No.
Did anybody ever hear any conversations that you all had, like on the phone, that was sexual in nature, or?
Only one time, but someone walked in on us. It was at the courthouse. I was there paying my house arrest thing, and in front of the courthouse, there's double doors you can walk in, and there's another set of double doors. We were standing there talking. I was trying to record it with my phone for me to have proof that he had done something. And when I walked in, because I was doing school online too, I had my tablet with me and my phone. And when I walked in, he took them both from me. There's cameras there, you might be able to rewind and see that. And he turns them both off. And we're standing there talking, and he's telling me that he's going to be up the next day. And then a woman and a man walked in to pay theirs, and then he's just quit talking. And that's the phone that disappeared.
Do you know anybody of the name?
I don't think so. No.
But
I know.
when's the last
Just
time?
in jail.
When's the last time you talked to her?
Probably a year, maybe. I'm not friends with her. I've been in jail with her, so I met her.
You're welcome, Taya, and all those that received the gift. This is on the house. I'm allowed to give some memberships up to 10, so I sent out 5 today. So it's on the house. I appreciate you all.
You don't know how long you're going to be here.
No.
When you get out, it's going to be your number.
Yeah, it's still hooked up. It's through the. It's through AT&T, but the government pays it, so you can reach me. Or if you want to leave your card, I can get the card.
Now you're saying he's staying in Floyd County.
Yes.
Is that where you're going to go when you get out, or are you going to?
I'm going to Floyd County.
What's the address in Floyd County? You're like,
It's at my stepson's. They're getting ready to move, so I'm not really sure what the address would be until after they move, because they just got moved in Texas.
well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you my business card.
Okay.
When you get out,
Thank you.
if you do, just touch base with me.
Okay.
That way I know where you're at, because I may have some more questions, and may have some more. I'm trying to think of anything. And I'll explain this to you, Jennifer. You know, obviously when you know, we take these accusations pretty serious.
Yes.
But we obviously have to back it up with evidence.
Yes. I
You know. With, you know,
with
if
the
we had
fluff.
messages, if we had something, you know,
Yes.
it would obviously be greatly beneficial to us. I don't know what I'll be able to come up with, or what I'll be able to do to help you.
Okay.
Maybe nothing.
But as long as he gets in trouble, that's all that matters to me. Because
Well-
he shouldn't be allowed to do that to people.
You know, obviously I can't just go and charge him with a crime just based upon what you say.
Yes. I
I've
understand.
got to have something else. But what I can tell you is I will do my very best to try to find something else that backs all this up.
Okay.
Lies, because when you interviewed Ben Fields, you treated him like he didn't do anything. Lies. Shout out to Chill in the building saying, I love this channel and Biz Nation fam. Love you back. Shout out to Chill in the building. All mods, I appreciate you. Thank you, Cap, for the love as well. Saying, I think I speak for all of us. We love you back. I love you all for sure, all day, every day. Thank you so much for the love. Brandy Davis said, isn't Easter from the Attorney General office? Yes. Absolutely. And this is the reason why you don't like him. It's because he's from the Attorney General office. I had to stop and show love, and thank you so much. I mean, that was very generous of the $15 super chat. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and continue.
That's all I can do, you know.
Yes. As long as he gets in trouble, that's all I'm really worried about, because he shouldn't be allowed to do that to people, especially if he's done it to other people.
What do you think should happen to him?
I think he should go to jail.
Yeah.
Because he's sitting there threatening people with the jail, and I think that's where he should be. If he's really doing that to as many people as he's doing it to, if it's 3 people already, then he shouldn't be doing it at all. And I think he should be in jail.
How do you know there's 3 people?
Because you mentioned 2, and then me. You just told me 2 names.
Yeah, but I never said that. I just asked you if you knew those people.
I'm not stupid.
So like I said, on your side, you know, we've got to find
I understand.
some corroborating information, and that's what I'm sitting there trying to go through my head of everything I could think of right now. That's, you know, we know the church, you know, videos don't release. You know, videos only last certain good systems, maybe only a couple of months, and then they rewrite. So, you know, that's been a while.
Yeah.
That is a lie, dog. He is lying. He is lying right now. Video footage rewrites itself? No, no, that's not how that worked. It do it on its own back in 2022? No, man. Nah, man. He just gave her some major fluff on that. Shout out to Brian Hawkins, said I have been following this story and you are doing a great job reporting on it. Thanks, man. Thank you so much, Brian, for your kind words. Everybody put Brian Hawkins in the chat for your boy. Please put Brian Hawkins in the chat for the love that he just showed. Thank you so much, sir, for that compliment. I appreciate it. Yes, Brandy Davis, Jennifer was smart. She already knew who he was talking about. Yeah, but nah, the video, nah. When the video camera is recording, it keeps those recordings. And when you can set up video cameras to whereas you could set up like an archive of these videos where you could keep them in an archive file. Okay. And the retention on those can last for a long time. And you can actually create the policies for those things. This is we have an IT background over here. We understand what's going on. We understand what's going on, dog. You ain't nowhere in the world unless you manipulate the footage yourself with the software that's installed to support that particular video camera. There is no other way. Camera by themselves just don't rewrite everything. Nah, man. How would that be? Why would that be when the police, local or state or whatever, they would need to see footage from days ago, from previous days? YSL pulled out footage from the store that happened from years ago when they did the YSL trial. Like they archive these things, man, and then they have to get some type of warrant to grab that video footage that belongs to whatever store it is, whatever business it is. Okay, they have to have warrants for that. They have to have some type of warrant from the court or a document stating that they have rights to see this footage. Footage just don't rewrite itself, dog. He just gave her a bunch of fluff right there, yo. That's nasty work, man. This dude is terrible.
You know, you're talking October when, you know, of 2021.
Yeah.
Chances of video being there is probably slim to none.
Yeah.
I'd really more like none. So I'm gonna do my very best. Do you know how, like these people that you told me, where I could find them at?
They live right in the Paula Campbell is in the home. It's
Do you think, so you think she lives,
yeah, that's the address I would have.
so she lives at your house?
Yes.
How about Johnny and Tony and George?
Johnny lives at 3, let's see.
If you don't know the addresses, and obviously I gotta,
I've got that. Johnny was my grandparents' old house. I would have to get a hold of my
how about, do you know Tony's address? Jordan's address?
I don't know Jordan.
How about Red?
Red Mead. No, he's the man that owned the
Okay.
fruit stand. Anybody that up there would know. He's got like an old fruit stand right in front of his house.
What's the chances of you getting in touch with your husband and saying, I gotta get these numbers for me?
I can get them for you.
And then you can have your husband, you can pass that, my cell's on here,
Okay.
pass that number to him, or you can tell him to give him to Ned and have Ned call me.
Okay.
Either way is fine with me.
Oh yeah.
But if you can get me these numbers, I'll reach out and see if we can't start talking to people.
Okay.
I still don't know what we can do. A lot of this stuff, information will go to a prosecutor. She'll look at everything and decide what we can and can't use. I'll do my very best to try to back your story up.
Okay.
My very
I really
best.
appreciate it.
Because
so
you know, we don't appreciate stuff like that happening, and it shouldn't happen to you. And if we can do something to stop this from happening, then that's what we need to do.
Yes.
And that's what I'll do.
Okay.
Like I said, no guarantees.
Well,
know,
yeah, I understand that.
You probably know the law just as good as I do.
Yeah. I'm just glad they ain't gonna be able to do it to nobody else.
He is
Well,
so whack.
I don't know what'll happen to him. It's not my decision. And like I said, you know, I'm here on your charge, not anybody else's. And if I can prove that he's done this to you, you can guarantee that we'll try to do our best to do something about it.
Okay.
You know, and obviously, you know, I don't know if I can get some records. I'll have to talk to our cyber guys to see if they think if we can subpoena your phone records, I don't think they show the actual messages. I'm not for sure, but I'll double check that for you.
Okay.
Obviously the camera idea, it's a great idea. God only knows we wish we had
Yeah.
everything on camera. Wish you could have videotaped it. Wish you could have recorded something.
That's what I was trying to do, and he took my, see, that's what I'm saying, my phone.
If we had something like that, well, we'd be a smoking gun.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, all we have right now is maybe some witnesses that saw you go back to that
Yes.
and that we might be able to put some more stuff together, and that may be enough.
Okay.
But I'll give you my word that I'll do my best to try to fix this for you.
Okay.
You know, to try to see what's out there.
Lies.
No guarantees. So don't, you know, nothing.
That's fine.
If, you know, year down the road, if he's not charged in your behalf, don't be mad at me,
I won't be.
because
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did we just hear him say that? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Did he just say a year from now, if he don't, hold on, let's hear that again.
but I'll give you my word that I'll do my best to try to fix this for you.
Okay.
You know, to try to see what's out there. No guarantees. So don't, you know, nothing.
That's fine.
If, you know, year down the road, if he's not charged in your behalf, don't be mad at me.
Year down the road, if he's not charged on your behalf, don't be mad at me. Less than a year later, she dies. Why did he say that? Oh, man, yo, I know I can hear, right? I know what I'm hearing, man. Why did he say specifically a year down the road And I know maybe there's some people that's like, okay, you may be thinking too much into it, Tay, man. Chill back a little bit. He just rambling. Yeah. Sometimes you find a lot of facts in the rambles. Sometimes you find a lot of different conspiracies and possibilities and all kind of ease in the rambling. This man just said on February the 25th, 2022, you know, if a year down the road, if he doesn't get charged on your behalf, if this guy don't get charged on your behalf, don't be mad at me. Why did he say that? And then January 19th of 2023, they had to submit to the court the death of Jennifer Hill. See, you let a person talk and talk and talk, they start telling on themselves, man. They start telling on themselves. They start exposing themselves. Just let a person talk. Just let them talk. Let them talk. If you on a date with someone and you want to get to know them and they talkative, they just very loquacious, let them talk. They will tell you everything. And that gives you enough ammo and enough signs to read those signs and be like, you know what? I'm out. There's not going to be a date number 2. No. This guy here said, you know, a year down, all this is fluff right now. Everything from the video camera rewriting itself after 2 months, all this is garbage. This is fluff. And then all of a sudden he snuck that statement in. You know, a year from now, if he don't get charged on your behalf, don't be mad at me. Now he knows she is amended on this civil lawsuit and the criminal charges. He said that, y'all. Am I tripping? If I'm tripping, just put a 1 in the chat. Be like, yeah, put a 1 in the chat. Be like, you know what, you tripping a little bit, dog. You're going a little bit too deep in right here. I just find it odd that he utilized the term 1 year from now or a year down the road. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the irony of that happening is mighty, mighty crazy to me. This right here, man. This right here does not make this is not passing the smell test today.
Won't be.
Because there was just nothing we could do.
Okay.
But I will guarantee you I will do my best to try to find out what happened for you.
Thank you very much.
And that's really, that's about all I can do.
Okay. I really do appreciate it.
But, I take your word as it is, and just because you're a drug addict and in that position, you have no right to be treated like that, and I'll do my best to see that it doesn't happen.
Thank you very much. She's very nice.
You're very welcome.
All right. This guy gets a D- in questioning, all right? The only thing that he did pull out that was of any substance was the fact that Jennifer Hill was able to tell him that she had witnesses. That's about the only thing that he really did to pull out some good stuff was witnesses. What he did with that information, of course, was bullocks, because as we could see, nothing happened. Like, what happened, man? What happened with Jennifer Hill? What happened? Can't be, you can't tell me. And then this interview ends like this, a year down the road. And if for whatever reason he doesn't get charged on your behalf, I don't want you to be mad at me. I don't want you to be mad at me. I'm going to do whatever can. Just because you're a drug addict, it don't mean you should be treated like that. I'll be sure of it. This man is lying through his teethuses. He's lying. He is fluffing. And see, there's a lot of people who give you fluff, man. In the dating culture, y'all call it love bombing, right? That's what y'all call it in the dating culture. What he do? What he do? Detective bomb? what was he doing? Like, this is ridiculous. She's telling you, man, witnesses. I have witnesses. They see this guy come to my house every day. He waits till my husband is not there. husband, fiance, whoever, Chris. He waits till Chris is not there to come up and pull up. All of a sudden, he want to pull up on somebody. He knows what he's doing. And then Chris is like, yo, this man keep messing with my wife. I'm about to, hey, man, y'all need to do something with your mans. And they laughed at him first. Then they threatened the guy. Then they pulled him over 3 times within 12 hours for no reason, made the man strip down to his underwear, did a warrantless search on him for nothing. That's called harassment. That's called humiliation. There is no, you say, I'm telling you, that man did not say that for no reason. There is no way this guy said that for absolutely no reason. You know, if a year down the road comes up and we can't charge him on your behalf, don't be mad at me. Then she dies January the 19th, 2023. Oh, from the very thing that she is trying to get rid of, by the way. From the very thing that she is not trying to do anymore, that's what she does from. I mean, we need to talk to Chris Triplett, man. Chris Triplett needs to be a voice that needs to be heard on the behalf of his fiance, former fiance, rest in peace to Jennifer Hill. She deserves some justice, man. I find that out of the whole thing, out of this whole Mickey Stines case, out of the shooting, out of everything, how the way all of this started with this lawsuit. I'm talking about this recent last 3 to 4 years. This right here, this Jennifer Hill thing has been bothering me since I've heard about it last year. Like, she dies months before, 8 months before he signs a plea agreement. And all of and there was 3 counts on her behalf that got dropped. We just saw it. We just saw the documents. His plea agreement. We saw dismissed count 2, count 4, count 8. Come on now. Come on now. This is not okay, she's a drug addict, drug overdose. Okay, that's it. That's all. No other, nothing. Nothing. That's it. Well, Ben, we got good news for you, Ben. Jennifer Hill died, so you don't have to get her charge is gonna be dropped for you, buddy. That's what it sounds like. That's how that went to me. That's what that sounds like. That went to me. It went that way. The good old boys gave him some good news. He was relieved. Did it hurt? Did it happen? Did it happen? Yeah, man, she gone. Okay, bet. What about those charges? We're gonna drop those. Okay, bet. So whatever agreement is, I'll just take the plea, man. 6 months? Man, get out of here, dude. Get out of here, man. 6 months. Bro, get out of here. I do not have any record of anyone saying anything about an investigation of Jennifer Hill, her untimely death. Not one detective, prosecutor, investigator, private or pub, no one has said anything about her untimely death. She is in the midst of a criminal and civil lawsuit concerning the powers that be getting involved. Kevin Mullins was also mentioned somewhere in here because they talk about all the times they was in Kevin Mullins chambers and all these other places, the cruisers, the police cars, all these other places and areas that was being used to have these sexual favors, quote unquote, being done. When in fact, Jennifer Hill says, I don't want to do this. He put something on her to get arrested anyway. And like, I'm going to make you do this. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, you want to say words like consensual during the interview? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Consensual? I mean, did he physically force you when you was in the car? No, bruh. He didn't have to physically force her to do anything. He's in charge of her home incarceration. He can slap a charge on her, and that's it for her. Unbelievable that you're asking these idiotic questions. Then you put the cherry on top and say, you know, a year down the road, if you don't get those charges on your behalf, I don't want you to be mad at me. Come on, man. Come on, man. That he didn't say that for no apparent reason. It's so much corruption in Letcher County right now that could have been a subliminal message to me. That sounds more subliminal than anything. And where's Matt Easter now? And will Matt Easter be involved in the trial of the civil lawsuit and also the lawsuit of the trial for Shawn Mickey Stines? Because you best believe Shawn Mickey Stines' lawyer is going to bring up this lawsuit in this trial. You better believe it. The man got deposed 3 days before he shoots the judge. In between those 3 days, what happened? What events occurred that led up to that? One of the most single things I've never heard of before in my entire life. A sheriff shooting his own judge in his chamber. Just give me a time where you heard this before. And I bet it's probably from like 180 years ago or something. Yeah, listen, this is that crazy. This is that crazy. This is where it starts from this lawsuit all the way up to where we get at now. This is the snowflake that started the avalanche. And right now, Jennifer Hill is the only person that's not being talked about enough. She's not being talked about enough to me. And this, especially with this type of case, this is a high profile case, y'all. And she's not being talked about enough. Like she just all of a sudden just died from a drug overdose. Really? 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 That does not sit well with me, man. It just doesn't. It doesn't sit well with me. You got too many players in this thing. You can't come out the mud clean, y'all. I'm telling you. They think they getting away with something, man. Nope. They're not gonna get away with it. I'm telling you. It may not be quick, but you're gonna feel that impact. They're gonna feel that impact. That's a lot of people that's looking at Shawn Mickey Stines as a vigilante. That's why they don't want the trial done in Letcher County. They want it moved. They don't want it in Letcher. Oh, man. Unbelievable. That was my first time hearing that interview in full. And I'm telling you, this is crazy. That is just well, I should say interrogative interview. That's what it really was, in my opinion. In other crazy news, real quick before we get out of here, Starfish and Coffee said something earlier about Kim Mullins, who is the widow of Kevin Mullins, filing a lawsuit. Now, this is according to the Mountain Eagle. I'm going to put this up real quick. This is according to the Mountain Eagle. C. Hatfield says, Tay Biz, have you been told Lexi's story? Well, Ty and I, we frequently communicate. So, and she's giving me some information, but we have more information to discuss about that for sure. But yeah, I'm familiar with that too. Another crazy, unfortunate situation. Again, like these types of things needs to be talked about. When we talk about corruption, these are the things we're going to be talking about for sure. Like these types of issues and stories right here, like Lexi. You know what I'm saying? And then with Jennifer Hill being so connected to Sabrina Adkins and that whole lawsuit being so connected to the sheriff and the judge and the deputies, come on, we can piece this together. These dots are getting connected. They think they're gonna get away with this. They're not. I'm telling you. If nobody's gonna have the last say, it's gonna be God for sure. That's real talk. All right. Judge's widow files lawsuit against Stines employees. This was from the Mountain Eagle on September the 24th, 2025. So Starfish, I just if you're still on here, I just pulled up the recent article. Now I was trying to look for the file for the actual lawsuit. I haven't found anything, but I'm gonna keep my ear to the ground on this. It says here that the widow of the late District Judge Kevin R. Mullins has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against former Sheriff Shawn Mickey Stines, who was captured on security video shooting and killing her husband in his chambers on September 19th, 2024. Kimberly Mullins filed the suit as an individual and as administratrix of the estate of Kevin Russell Mullins, and as parent and quote unquote next friend of their daughters. She is also suing several employees of the sheriff's department, claiming they knew or should have known Stines was dangerous. What? Should have warned her husband and had a duty to control Stines, who was their boss at the time of the shooting. Okay, let me read this again. This is crazy. She is suing several employees of the sheriff's department, claiming that they knew or should have known Stines was dangerous, should have warned her husband, and had a duty to control Stines, who was their boss at the time of the shooting. She is suing them as individuals and in their official capacities at the sheriff's department. What is this woman talking about? If anybody can understand where she's coming from, please let me know. Stines was dangerous. He's the sheriff of Letcher County. He's the sheriff of Letcher County. Who swore him in to be the sheriff? Somebody answer me that. Who swore Mickey Stines in to be the sheriff of Letcher County? Who? Who? You have to be sworn in, y'all. A sheriff is a political position. You have to run for it. You have to campaign. You have to be sworn in. Who swore in Mickey Stines as the sheriff? So the employees should have known that he was dangerous, but Kevin Mullins didn't know he was dangerous when he swore him in. Jimmy Craft or Kevin Mullins are the only two people that could do this. Either or, they didn't know he was dangerous. But you want to sue the employees because they should have known Stines was dangerous. Y'all, they play too much down there, man. They playing too much with me. Okay, they playing too much with me, man. Court records in the murder case show at least 2 of the 3 employees named convinced Stines to see his doctor the day before the shooting. Stines and Judge Mullins had lunch together at a local restaurant a few hours before the shooting. Okay. Stines intentionally and without privilege or justification placed Judge Mullins in imminent apprehension of harmful contact and made harmful contact by shooting and killing Judge Kevin Mullins in his judicial chambers, the suit says. Defendant Stines' actions were undertaken willfully, wantonly, maliciously, and or with reckless disregard for the rights and safety of the plaintiffs. It also claims Stines' actions and those of employees were grossly negligent, reckless, wanton, and or willful, thus making the defendants liable to the plaintiffs for punitive damages. Here comes the money. Money. The suit also seeks damages for loss consortium of Mullins to his wife and 2 daughters. She is seeking compensatory damages. Didn't I say the money was coming? This is my first time seeing this article. Compensatory damages and punitive damages against all of those named in the suit. The Mullins family is represented by Chris Mainhart, a Louisville personal injury lawyer. Or was it Maynard? Okay. So Kevin Mullins' widow has filed a lawsuit claiming the negligence of the employees. They should have known that he was dangerous. They should have controlled this man. They should have all that stuff. Wrongful death. And then it says here, compensatory damages. So that's bread. And punitive damages, of course, that's probably more bread. And then against all of those named in the suit. So even if Shawn Mickey Stines go to prison, which I'm pretty sure that's a huge yes that it may occur. However, it depends on if they're going to actually find him guilty of first degree or manslaughter. It depends, because again, Kentucky is an execution state. You can't get executed for first degree murder down there. However, she like either he or all them people working there gonna pay me for the wrongful death of my husband. Y'all gonna compensate me? Because what happens, and in all fairness here, what happens when someone who is normally the breadwinner in the household, let's say for instance this is the case. Normally what happens if the breadwinner's in the household and if there is no insurance, that income takes a hit. That household income takes a hit. Okay. If anyone in their family is a financial contributor to the household, that takes a hit financially. However, again, in all fairness, this man was the district judge of Letcher County. So he didn't have no insurance. He didn't have like a key man policy or nothing like that. There are people who, if you have a key man policy on you, and it's for a substantial face amount, not only can you have your family be a contributor of that face amount, you can also give that some of that face amount to your community. You could donate it to something, or you can give it to someone else or other organizations. I don't know where this is coming from. Like, what compensatory damages do you want from people who worked in the sheriff's department? Like, so it's their fault that Shawn Mickey Stines shot Kevin Mullins? So something ain't right. There's something in the water. There got to be something in the water. It got to be something in the water. Somebody help me out. Candy S says, so who's behind Wifey Pooh's lawsuit? Is this trying to sway others of the wrongful death? Like, seriously, what is this about? I don't know. This I need to see the lawsuit. I need to see. I'm gonna try to find it. I'm gonna try to find it for sure. But several employees, so I need to find out who she's talking about. Okay, I need to find out who she's talking about, because right now it's not making no sense at all. No sense at all. No sense at all. But I want to thank everybody again because we're gonna wrap it up for today. I want to thank everybody again for the love. Again, Ketna Williams started off with the 5 gifted Taybiz TV memberships. I appreciate it. And then C. Hatfield came through and became a member on her own. Shout out to C. Hatfield for becoming a part of Biz Nation. So if you Green Gang, that means you are a part of Biz Nation. All right. And also on the house, we gave some more memberships. If you got some memberships on the house, congratulations. And I hope that you all continue to rock with the channel. And also the amount of Maz Chill came through with a $15 super chat saying, I love this channel and the Biz Nation family. Thank you all so much for tuning in. All my mods in the building. Brandy Davis is in the building, came through. Candy is in the building, came through. So of course, Taya, always welcome, always a part of this community. Willow as well. Willow Miller, you are a nurse, right? Wasn't that the time where we found out you was a nurse, or you said something about being a nurse, and we was trying to figure out like what the business was with that? I think I remember that. Okay. Amy Velasquez, excuse me, says, preach. You got it right. Yes, sir. Thank you for being a part as well. My man Brian Hawkins came through with a great compliment concerning our coverage of the story. So I definitely want to appreciate that as well. Slick is in the building. I'm just rolling up, man. Trakisha, of course, is in the building. Trakisha, I gotta make you a mod, man. I gotta make you a mod. Let me see what I could try to make you a mod. I gotta make you a mod. Trakisha, I gotta make Trakisha a mod, man. She be holding it down all the time. All the time. Let me go ahead and show some love real quick. Comes through often, you know, even especially on replay too. Like replay crew, I see Trakisha all the time. All the time, man. Add as moderator. Yep. And we're gonna go do a standard here. Thank you so much, Trakisha, for being a part of Biz Nation. Definitely earned the wrench for sure. Always. I mean, she's a part of everything that I do. She's becoming a part of that for sure. Let's see who else in the building. I hope I'm not missing anyone. It was a lot of people coming in and out. I definitely appreciate it. All the people that's on X. First of all, shout out to all the people that's on X right now. Okay. They're on X right now. Right? It's more people on X than it is on my YouTube channel right now. So all the people on X, I want you to follow Taybiz TV on YouTube. Come on and subscribe to the channel, man. Because a lot of time I'm not going to always be doing live on X. That's for sure. My main thing is to build the channel. So if you want to continue to be a part of Biz Nation, please come on over here and subscribe to the channel and like what we're doing. We're doing some fantastic things. All right. Starfisher Coffee is in the building as well, and it has a green. It's green now, so Green Gang, all the Green Gang, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? A diamond in the sticks came through. I saw a diamond in Cat's chat and came through over here, so I appreciate you as well for coming through. Listen, I love everybody. I'm about to get in trouble dropping names, man, but I love everybody in this chat, man. I love this community. It's super dope. We do some super dope stuff. Kat mentioned it on her channel. I'm gonna mention it here. Yeah, I do work a lot. Sometimes I don't have the time to always go live, always drop a video. But again, I'm back from vacation, recharged, reformed, ready to roll, rock and roll. And we got a game plan that we about to implement in the near future. So I want to at least end the year out with a bang. I want to at least get to about 3,000 subs if I can before the year is out. If I can get to 3,000 subs before the year is out, that's gonna be what's up. I want to start the new year at least at 3,000. Definitely want to do some live stuff. Probably for my birthday, maybe. I don't know. I might be out of town though. I don't know. Yeah, we still trying to figure that part out. But yo, I appreciate everybody. Shout out to everyone that has come through. Be sure to like, share this live, subscribe to the channel. All right. I'm your boy Taybiz, man. Number love.
know how I'm coming. And they know what we hate. Around through that left side, low end. All of mine need more wins. If you got beef, don't come out. My young hitter might go in. Uptown GN. Working all through my weekend. Hoping these don't show out. Cause all of my hitters too deep in. With the boy, I'm so ashamed. Ain't worried about long as my money and my green. Baby, I ain't got work tomorrow. Tell me what the business is. Ain't about no club hop. I'm trying to start some businesses. Shorty, you thought it was, they better know it's not that. Talking all that online, they knowing that it's not fake. Sliding through my hood, I make maneuvers like a Uber, baby. Got a 10-year plan, these can't tell what they doing lately. And I'm way too clean, I'm Listerine, I thought they been knew it. All in my lungs, I got my red cup full of that Henny fluid. Young middle Mad Mac, I'm swinging that leg, I'm banging that do or die. And I ain't that bleedly before I get crucified. Living in my bloodline, this place in my family tree. How the they pressed, I did my best out of what they handed me. Straight out of that country, know my shawty thick as human air. And I need not mention no extensions, that's human hair. Boy, we